Good evening, listeners. Thank you for joining us tonight here at Davenport High School. I'm Robert Marciano, joined by
John Chigueras.
Tonight's girls basketball game between the 3-1 Davenport Broncos and the 5-3 Haines City Hornets will be starting here soon. Last Friday, Davenport faced Ridgeview Global and won 51-27, securing their third win of the regular season. Big performers for the Lady Broncos were Soraya Emilian with 17 points and 10 steals, followed by Jelena Britton with 10 points, also just missing a double-double with 9 rebounds, and Cassandra Cortez with 9 points. So, John, what are you hoping to see from the girls basketball team for the Broncos and for Haines City coming into this game?
So for Haines City, it's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do. Currently, they only have 6 players suited up. Davenport is going to have a much deeper bench, so we're going to see if a fatigue factor sets in for the Hornets. On the Broncos side, you already mentioned Soraya. Soraya has back-to-back games as a double-double, going back to the last home game last week against Santa Fe. Those are the only 2 double-doubles in Davenport history. You just mentioned Cortez just barely missed it, only having 9 rebounds in that last game against Ridgeview Global. So we'll see if they're going to be able to come out, keep their foot on the gas, and not let up. We saw against that game against Santa Fe, when they had that big lead, it was 9-2 after the first quarter. And then in that second quarter, they started to lay back just a little bit. That's definitely something they are not going to be able to do against a team like the Haines City Hornets tonight.
It's very well spoken. We're hoping to see a lot of improvement in each of the team's games. We've had the beginning games in for each team in the regular season, and now this is where it starts to pick up in terms of tempo and momentum. And we're going to see if Haines City can reach 6-3, or if they're going to go down to 5-4. It's really up to just how you keep your momentum throughout the season.
And it is. When you take a look at this Broncos team, as we've talked about all year, young teams with this school just coming out. First year that these girls have played with each other, and they have really started to gel well. And as we continue to see the season go, they're just going to continue to gel even more and get more familiar. You took a look at the keys that you said. You had Soraya and Cortez, both of which being freshmen. And it is absolutely dangerous to think what is going to happen when you have these girls being the top scorers, combined averaging 20 points a game, and both of them being freshmen. What is going to happen in the future for these Broncos?
That is true. I mean, as freshmen, they've just gotten into high school and just gotten into a fresh new program just as their fresh new careers in high school. And as they grow as players throughout these next 4 years, their game is going to grow, and we're going to see those results on the records for the Broncos these next 4 years.
And it's amazing what these girls' programs have done. Back in the fall, the volleyball team was absolutely incredible. They were able to host the first playoff game in Davenport High School history. And then you have the soccer team. They're incredible as well. The last few games, they've been winning 8-0. Nothing against this ladies Broncos basketball team, because they've also been lights out, knocking out opponents. It's just amazing how different it has been between the girls' teams and the guys.
That is very true. We're going to start the game here soon. Both teams huddle up, even Haines City already on the court. And clock appears to be getting sorted out here, but we have Broncos still huddled up and Haines City already ready to start playing here.
So Robert, what are you looking forward to tonight's game out of the Broncos?
I'm really hoping to see what we saw in many of their past games here at home or even away. We see they have great shooting, great passing, and they're very fast when it comes to bringing the ball down and up the court. And if we can continue seeing that, we'll see points being racked up in our high key scores and high key players. And the role players on the team will be the backbone and bring them to a win.
It's definitely going to be a fun atmosphere tonight going against Haines City. Here's a rival for the Broncos, just 8 miles down the road. And we've seen it already this year in all of the games between these and other sports. So it'll be fun to see it tonight. We have both the varsity teams, the boys and the girls, going against Haines City. Just a stone's throw away over on the football pitch for the soccer teams. You also have the girls' soccer going against Haines City as well. So Haines City is coming to invade the Broncos tonight.
Indeed. That appears to be the status quo here. Many teams, many schools have each of their teams competing against another school at the same time, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
And as you mentioned in other sports, is so many of these upperclassmen, we're not talking about the freshmen here, but they played at either Ridge or Haines City last year. I was talking with some of the players last year, and they said this is going to be so odd going against players who they were teammates were last year just down the road.
That could definitely throw off their game indeed. I mean, if you face somebody that you've been a teammate with for a very long time, or perhaps a good run of a season, it could throw off your team chemistry with your current team, and that could definitely be a hindrance in their game.
It also comes down to those, how well do you know each other? Because if you've played with each other, you've practiced against each other, you start to know each other's weaknesses. So can you expose it in this element?
That could be a good bit of tactics for each team. That is very true. Here it appears clock's about to wind down, and the game will start here soon.
But for tonight's game, it's going to be one of those who can take the advantage and hold that advantage. We talked about Haines City having a skeleton crew as they have a few players on their team being injured. So if you're Davenport, if you can start to make them tired by running up and down the court, because this Davenport team has speed. If you can start to get them into foul trouble, it could be dangerous because Haines City does not have that deep of a bench tonight.
That is very true. I mean, we've seen in almost every sport here, broadcasting for the Broncos, that fatigue and stamina really come into play in all of these games. If a team gets tired before the other, then usually that team that's ahead will stay ahead. They'll push down on the pedal, and they will take the victory. And if you can't keep your stamina up throughout the game, then you're not going to win. Simple as that.
That's exactly what we have seen, as you said, in all of these teams. You have the girls' volleyball team that once they took that lead, their tempo just started getting faster and faster and faster. And you always knew when they were in their element, because when all of a sudden they saw something that didn't happen, their game slowed way down. And that's one thing that Coach Ellis kept talking about. She could always tell when her players were with it, because they would fly and keep going and going and going. Same with our soccer team. We have seen them continue to put goal after goal after goal. The very last game where they had 3 goals in a span of 5 minutes. That is when that team starts to go.
Very well spoken and very true indeed. If a player can take over, and it works the same for a team as well, if you can take over the game in stamina-wise, points-wise, even a mental game, then you've already won the game even before the clock winds down. And the other team needs to stay with that mental, that stamina game, and to be able to keep up and even get the win.
And especially a game like basketball, as you know all too well, it is such a mental game. If you can go out there and take that quick lead, it is hard to get back. Not like a sport like volleyball where, hey, you can lose that first set, and then you can still come back and win the entire game. Take a look at that last home game against Santa Fe where the Broncos were up 19-2 early. They just put that pedal down, and they kept going.
Very true, very true. We're hoping to see a lot of good plays here coming up, and lots of great effort, driving to that basket, hitting those threes. It appears that the teams are actually still on the bench, and that we're going to have a little while before the game starts.
Hey, Haines City has just come back out onto the court. It's looking like we might be close to go as the head referee is taking today's game ball. She is testing it. Looks like it is to her parameters. For tonight's FHS AA contest, again, between the Davenport Broncos and the Haines City Hornets. This is the first of 2 games tonight. Make sure you stay through both games. We have the girls' varsity game tipping off momentarily. At the conclusion of that game, we will have the boys' varsity game as well. So a huge night of games between the Broncos and the Hornets.
You can already see the boys' teams sitting on the bleachers, just itching to get into their jerseys and get it started. but they will have to wait in line because these girls teams also look just ready to get this game started and hopefully get a win.
And it's going to be an incredible atmosphere when you have both of your teams here. As we talked about, it's happened a lot recently. Both teams do start to play off each other. You will see the guys in this first game trying to get the girls riled up during the entire game. And then when this game ends, you're going to see the exact opposite. You're going to see the girls trying to get the guys all pumped up during their game. And that is when you're truly going to see some camaraderie and seeing how they are able to come together.
Very true. We've seen that many times for many different sports. Football for volleyball, and we've seen before, yes, the boys basketball for the girls basketball teams. If the school itself as like different sports teams can rally, then it'll show in their games.
And the referee is calling the Haines City girls off of the court. The second referee is here, and we appear to be momentarily ready to go for tonight's contest. And you might even see this, again, when you have the guys right afterwards, can you top this? If one team's girls is able to take an early lead, they might look at their guys and say, hey, look what we were able to do. You better be able to do that in the next game.
Friendly competitiveness can really make a big difference in these games. You're right.
And we are ready for tip-off. 6:32 here on the East Coast. Here from Davenport High School, we thank you for joining us wherever you may be.
Haines City wants to tip off here in mid-range. Travel is called.
We didn't know if they would with how short their roster was.
Out on Haines City again, it's going to once again be inbounded by Smith for the Broncos.
And so far, this press coverage for Haines City has been unreal. The Broncos can't seem to find an answer to break through this press. One thing they can't do, though, is, as we've talked about, you cannot dribble through a press, and that's one thing they've been prone to try to do.
Taking it up the court here. In enemy territory, she's mid-range. Dribbles back out, over to Smith. Miscommunication there in spacing could have cost them a turnover, but they recovered the ball.
And a backcourt violation called on the Broncos, and just like that, the Broncos make their first substitution of the game. So we'll now see if the Broncos on their defense can have the same type of energy that Haines City has so far tonight.
Costa dribbling in for Haines City. Takes a three. Shot misses there, recovered by the Broncos.
First foul for Haines City on the night.
Martinez inbounding for the Broncos. Huddleston with the ball. Turnover for Haines City.
And again, you can't dribble through that press, as we've seen Haines City with the basket. But Haines City has taken advantage of this press, and Broncos are starting to falter. They really haven't seen this type of a press all season.
I mean, we can see their offense just appears to be falling apart out here. Broncos with the steal, though.
And a rare miscue by Soraya there.
You're going to have to come closer.
Both teams huddled for this timeout. Ball is inbounded for Haines City. Pass still behind the three-point line here. Passes it back. Right wing to the left wing, takes a three.
It's going to be a miss, recovered by the Hornets. Let's go to the Hornets as they miss another shot.
Lots of contact there on that layup. Haines City's going to draw foul there. Now we have Arissa Jenkins for Haines City taking 2 free throw shots here. Huddleston taking it down the court for the Broncos.
It's going to be recovered by the Hornets.
Another three from Haines City.
It's going to be recovered by the Broncos. And that's going to go out on Hornets.
Very aggressive defense from the Hornets very early in this game. If they keep this momentum up, they surely will pressure the Broncos into turning over as much as they already have for the rest of this game. Soraya with the ball. Over to Cassandra.
And that was going to be on the baseline going to the Hornets.
Hard fall there, and it's going to be Haines City's ball. Acosta inbounds it for Haines City. Back to Acosta. Pass in the paint and an easy layup. No defense there from the Broncos. That's going to be 4-0 favoring Haines City. So Raya with the ball for the Broncos, gets stolen by Haines City. Another layup by Haines City. 6 points in a row, completely unmatched by the Broncos, who have still not hit their first shot. Huddleston appears to be inbounding it for the Broncos. Cortez with the ball, takes a three. Airballs it, and it is recovered by Haines City.
Haines City going down the court.
And another layup from Haines City, still unmatched.
It's still 8-0 with Haines City Hornets in the lead.
Huddleston with the ball. foul there called for the Broncos. Soraya with the
trying
ball.
to keep the ball.
Cortez back to Soraya. Takes a three.
Should be
Another
recovered
miss.
by the Broncos. And that's going to be a jump ball. Substitutions for the Hornets. As Hornets will take possession of the ball.
Behind the back pass. And that's going to get them another unmatched layup. Haines City is on fire early in this game.
And that's going to be a timeout.
Cross over to a flashy pass. That's got to feel good for Haines City.
So, Robert, what have we seen so far in this game, even though it is an early game? Obviously, we noticed that there are 10 points on the board, all belonging to the Hornets. So, you know, what have we seen and what are we looking forward to?
Well, what we've seen so far is that Haines City comes out with an aggressive defense and aggressive paint play, getting them all of their 10 points appearing to be from layups, while the Broncos can barely even get it into the paint before they turn it over to Haines City, allowing them to score even more.
Tonight, we need to see our Broncos step up their defense game. We have seen it in these last games. They play an incredible defense. And so tonight, if they want to have a chance to come back, they're going to have to put their foot down and show what it is. Obviously, we can notice that Emilian has an injury, and that might stop her, but usually she is a star of the game. I mean, as we can see, she's now going down the court.
Taking a shot.
And she's going to make it, giving the Broncos their first point of the night. See, here they aren't playing that hard defense that we know.
Foul there called on the Broncos. That's going to draw a set of free throws for Haines City. But as you were saying about Soraya, that is all too true. We saw in her last showing a great 17 points and 10 steals. If she can keep up that level of playing, then she could possibly bring back this first quarter easily for the Broncos. I mean, this is the sport where team leaders can really affect how the rest of the team plays. And if somebody for the Broncos can step up and put them back in this game, it could easily be anybody's game.
And I believe any of the girls on the Broncos team has that ability, as we've seen throughout these past games. Each of these girls has played a different game and caused them to win several of them. And I'm just hoping that they pull through tonight.
Haines City with the steal to a missed layup. Broncos now have the ball.
This could be a missed three taken by Haines City. But the Broncos are playing that hard defense. And that's going to be traveling on the Hornets.
Smith inbounding for the Broncos.
Emilian going down court. And it's going to be a missed shot as Hornets go down. And that's another layup.
Very acrobatic layup there from Haines City.
Hornets going to steal the ball. And another layup from the Hornets. It is now 15-2 as Broncos try to get the ball in bounds. Million trying to go back down court.
Another missed jump shot from Cortez. Gets another chance and misses again.
Recovered by the Hornets. And that's going to go out on the Hornets. That will be Bronco ball. Less than a minute left here on the clock. As the Broncos throw the ball inbounds to Emilion. She needs some help here.
Great ball handling there, but passes it out to Huddleston.
To Britton. Back to Emilion. It's going to go for 3, and it's going to be a miss. As the Hornets try to go back down court with 30 seconds on the clock. And that's out on the Hornets. That's going to go to the Broncos. Substitutions here with 26 seconds on the clock.
Haines City trying to draw more fast break points, but it appears the Broncos are trying, even succeeding, getting their defense game back here. Now all they need is to score enough to tie this game. Currently 2-15 in favor of Haines City.
Tez needing some help here. And she's trying to make it back down court. And it's taken by the Hornets. And she's gonna show some good defense right there. Not gonna let them score.
Off the backboard block from Cortez. Great play.
That's gonna result in some free shots for the Hornets. With 7 seconds here on the clock. It's gonna be a miss on that first shot.
This is where the tactics come into basketball. If you can foul a shot that you know the opposition is going to make, they have a chance to miss a free throw and not get as many points. And that's what we just saw here. A layup that she could have made, equaling in 2 points, draws the foul and only hits 1 free throw.
It's a foul on the Hornets. 3 seconds here on the clock as Broncos are going to throw the ball inbounds.
Huddleston to Smith.
And that's out on the Broncos. Right back to the Hornets with 1.2 seconds here on the clock. Trying to run the clock out here as it was a missed shot, and that ends our first quarter.
Smart play from the Hornets there at the end. Playing time is really a good way to stretch your lead out early in this game.
I'll take it eventually.
Both teams back on their bench. Second quarter starting off here with Emilion taking it down the court for the Broncos. Broncos missed the second chance layup there, and Hornets with the ball. Hornets hitting the second chance layup there, resulting in 18-2.
So the Broncos almost now might want to completely slow it down. Granted, that goes against everything we talked about in this opening, but the Hornets are swarming all over this court, and there don't seem to be any answers so far tonight.
These first 2 quarters in a basketball game are some of the most important. Even though the fourth quarter is obviously where the game is decided, the momentum, as we were talking about, can easily be decided or will be decided in this first half. And if the Broncos don't come back, it's going to be hard to see them coming back late in the game.
This is definitely a position these Broncos haven't been in this year. Every game they've been in, they've either been extremely close or they've been the one blowing out their opponents. This year, we have yet to see the Broncos face a 16-point deficit. A different look for the Hornets now. One of the first plays coming through where they don't have a full court press, but almost looking like they're going to be ready for a half court press.
Cortez takes a 3. Another miss by the Broncos. Haines City missing the 3-point shot. Broncos taking it up the court past the right wing here. Double team is going to draw the reach in here, and it's going to be a Broncos ball.
And a 5-second violation. So far, the Hornets have been doing everything correct tonight. They've been doing awesome on their offense, and their defense as well here, making sure that the Broncos couldn't even inbound that ball. And the Broncos are out here, they're actually playing tired, and just like that, we're going to have a timeout by the Broncos.
As we said at the beginning of this game, fatigue, mentally and physically, can set in any point in this game and can really decide the score throughout the entire game. And we're seeing that now. Even though it's only the beginning of the second quarter, many of the Broncos are getting tired, fatigued by what probably is this deficit.
And it is, that deficit definitely not helping at all. And that's going to give that momentum, which is going to help Haines City in this aspect. We've talked about so many times, Haines City only dressing 7 players tonight. But they have all this momentum. They are currently up by 16 points. And momentum is definitely wearing a black and green jersey. The Broncos right now just need to slow it down, take it one possession at a time, because you're not going to score 16 points in one possession. And they also have to be a little smarter with these passes, make them a little crisper as they go through.
Haines City does like to tip that pass. We see that as one of their biggest turnover options, and here another turnover. Haines City with the ball. Second chance layup is going to stretch this lead even more. And this is no exaggeration. Haines City has 10 times the amount of points as the Broncos.
And another turnover by the Broncos. And this is one thing Haines City has done all night. They have taken advantage of the turnovers. And that's exactly what good teams do in that situation.
Wild shot. It's going to be a turnover. And now we got Haines City all alone in the paint. Going to draw a foul there. 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in this second quarter. Haines City is sitting pretty with a 18-point lead.
One thing Haines City is not doing, as we've noticed, they have been out-rebounding the Broncos. on both ends of the floor. They've been able to get second, third chance shots while not letting the Broncos pass that first shot.
Haines City's going to make both of those free throws now with a 20-point lead. Haines City inbounding it in Broncos territory now. Haines City driving in. And a jump ball now, as Haines City will not give up that play. Like we've been seeing all game, aggressive defense is their friend.
And they've been doing it so well. And once again, here comes another four-court press, and we're going to have a discussion about the possession area. And it will be Haines City coming off of that jump ball. And they definitely earned every aspect of that jump ball.
Another paint layup here for Haines City. The paint is their friend in this game. Lots of passing here for the Broncos. Takes the top of the key three and it is missing. Rebounded by the Broncos again. Finally, the drought has ended for the Broncos with another 2 points.
That's what Broncos just need to do. Take it one possession at a time and not give up threes. And that was a huge three by the Hornets.
As one thing goes good for the Broncos, the Hornets come at them with something even greater. Now instead of hitting a layup, they're actually going to hit threes, and steal by the Hornets. Great fast break layup there, and that's just got to be disheartening for the Broncos. 29-4.
And a quick scoreboard update over on their soccer pitch. Lady Broncos going against the Haines City Hornets. For Lady Broncos, up 5-1 at halftime. This is the first of 3 straight home games for the Broncos. We will have tomorrow night and Thursday night's action here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. And this will be a full timeout called by the Broncos. So if you're Coach Bretherick, you just have to look at your team and say, just don't even pay attention to the scoreboard right now, guys. Because you're not going to get all 25 points back in one play. You need to play smart. Play some good defense. Start out rebounding the Hornets. Because the Hornets, as we've said, are getting in there, getting 2, 3, 4, 5 opportunities to get a point, while the Hornets are boxing out and giving the Broncos 1 opportunity to score.
That is very true. That's what the scoreboard can do. Like we said, mental game. They see that big deficit and they see that there's no chance that they can come back, which is just false. If they can take it slowly, 1 step at a time, 1 dribble at a time, 1 shot at a time, they could take this game back. It is only the second quarter.
And we've seen the Broncos go on runs. Take a look at their last home game against Santa Fe, where they scored 19 points in the opening quarter. So it's definitely something that they can do, and it's something they have done. So I'm sure Coach Bretherick right now is telling them, hey, look what you guys have done in the past. Let's see if we can replicate it. But again, we're not going to get all of these points back all at one time. It's going to take one little step, and we're going to get through it as we go. And we'll see how they are coming off of this timeout.
Another steal from the Hornets.
And that's a good foul there by the Broncos, making sure that the easy layup was not able to be taken. Very smart foul there. And that's going to be a double dribble. Now this is one thing the Hornets have been doing all night. They've been taking advantage of the Broncos' turnovers. Here is a key turnover here, seeing if the Broncos can start to get some momentum back.
Floater there is going to miss for the Broncos, but they are going to get the rebound. Steal by the Hornets. Fast break. And one. Hits the contested layup and gets the foul. Gotta feel great for the Hornets and feel terrible for the Broncos.
So the Hornets are definitely flying on all cylinders tonight. And we'll see if that momentum can carry over into the next game where you have the boys varsity teams playing against each other.
Great shot there by the Broncos.
This is where your leaders come in, Soraya, as we've talked about, back-to-back games with double-doubles. Granted, the Broncos don't have senior leadership because there's only one senior in this team, and not in this team, but in the school, and he would be playing for the boys' game, our quarterback for the Broncos. But this is when usually veteran leadership will step up, and you're starting to see who can lead this team. This is what the Broncos need to do. Hold the Hornets to one or two shots, get the ball and go down. Do not allow them to just stay in the paint because they've gotten so many points in the paint tonight.
Very smart double team by the Hornets. Gonna draw a turnover here. Takes the shot, gets fouled, and misses. That's gonna be 2 free throws for the Hornets. And we've seen with these last couple of plays that very well set up, good passes, good ball handling, but they can't get the ball in the hoop. And that's what they're going to need to do. Both teams, if they want either the Hornets to extend their lead or the Broncos to get back into this game. Hornets hit the first free throw. Hornets make both of the free throws. Broncos taking up the court slowly. Second chance layup for the Broncos makes it there.
And this is what you need to do. This is what Haines City has been doing all night. They've been getting those second, third chance shots in. That's what the Broncos need to do, rebound and get the ball in. Another huge rebound there, And Broncos on the fast break.
Great give and go is going to get the Broncos a free throw chance here.
We've seen the Hornets being fantastic from the line tonight. Let's see if the Broncos can answer here. Again, any little thing for the Broncos can get their momentum going. What is going to cause that spark, if that spark is going to develop into the flame?
Smith hits the first. Broncos only hit one of those free throws.
Broncos making a substitution with 31.8 to go here in the opening half. So if I'm the Broncos right now, I am definitely going to hold for the last shot so you can get that momentum going into the locker room and see if it'll carry over into the second half. But what you had to do in that case is go ahead, slow it down, and make sure you do get that last shot. Only pass the ball if there is that opening. Do not try to force anything.
Very true. If they try to force a drive or force a pass, when the defense is tight, they're going to get turnovers. The Hornets tipped the ball there and nearly got them a turnover, but Broncos did recover the ball, and now nice sets of dribbles and makes the mid-range shot from the free throw line. Great shot from Emilion. 11-32 at the end of the second quarter here. We got 7 seconds to go.
All right, so we go to the half with the Broncos down by a score of 32-11. But if we take a look at the second quarter, it was definitely a very different second quarter for the Broncos versus the first one. You started to see them slow down when you needed to. You started to see them box out, get the rebound. When the press developed, they started to pass the ball instead of trying to dribble right through it. So we definitely saw a very different look Broncos in that second quarter. And we'll see if that can carry over into the third quarter and beyond. So we're going to step away from the half. We will be right back here on the Broncos Broadcasting Network.
Stay tuned.
My logo.
Welcome back, listeners, and here before the second half of this girls basketball game between the Broncos and the Haines City Hornets, we have a cheerleader show from our Broncos cheerleaders.
First time we've been able to see the cheerleaders all year come out during the basketball games. We had them during one football game, so it's nice to see them coming out. Well, not one football game, they were out at many football games.
Short but sweet halftime show before the second half begins. And John, what are you hoping to see from the Broncos and the Hornets coming into the second half?
So as we were talking at halftime, during that second quarter, it was a very different look Bronco team. They definitely needed to take what they did in that second quarter and develop it and continue in that second half. They were able to do what I thought they were going to do, hold for that last shot. So they do have momentum going into this second half.
Very true. We saw in the first quarter only scoring 2 points, and in the second quarter, the Broncos scoring 9. If they can keep up that exponential growth in points, then they can catch up in this second half.
Exponential growth. The math teacher in me is loving that. But again, as we kept saying, it's going to be one possession at a time. They're not going to go out there and either tie or take the lead on one trip down the court. So you have to play some great solid defense, hold Haines City to one shot, not allow them to get some rebounds, and we are definitely seeing a more aggressive Broncos team coming out in this third quarter.
It's very good defense from the Broncos, sending the ball out of bounds. Hard fall there for both of those women going up, trying to get a block there. You can also see in the Broncos defense that they're taking a page out of the Hornets book, drawing a lot more double teams here.
And again, as things start to go the Broncos' way, should that develop, they'll start to gain that confidence. It's that confidence they have had in every game. But Haines City just coming out right away, pedal to the metal, has broken some of that confidence.
That is very true. This is not the team that we are used to seeing every night when it comes to our Lady Broncos. Haines City's only going to make one there, but they are going to recover the ball. Although right as I say that, they are going to throw it out of bounds, and the Broncos are going to receive the ball.
So now we're going to see if the Broncos can continue to do what they did in the second part of that second quarter and take advantage of some turnovers. Slow the ball down. There is no reason to fly up the court. Set up your play and work to your advantage. Play your game. Do not let Haines City play the game for you.
Miscommunication on the Broncos' part, nearly getting a fast break layup for the Haines City Hornets. But another hard fall is going to give Haines City another foul. And Haines City has had fairly good success coming from the line tonight. We're going to see if they can keep that up in this second half.
And it's adding turnovers. It's taking advantage of mistakes, and Haines City is absolutely doing that tonight, as you said, as they make the second free throw. And again, one thing you cannot do during a press that the Broncos continue to try to do tonight is dribble through a press. The most effective way to break that press is to pass.
They have got to pass well, though. We just saw 2 plays in a row, a lazy pass resulting in a turnover. And right there we saw a good drive from the Hornets, resulting in a rushing foul, I believe, going to be the Broncos' ball.
And those are the things the Broncos need to start to do. Get in position, take the charge. Don't be afraid of taking that charge. Quick timeout, getting rid of some of the sweat on the floor. And it seemed like that was a no-look pass there, and one on the end for the Hornets.
Very strong beginning for the second half for the Hornets. Going to the line again. I mean, just in 2 minutes, the Hornets have seemingly gone to the line 3 or more times.
Again, the Hornets jumping right in there. They missed the free throw, didn't get the original rebound, but getting in there to cause the jump ball. This is the intensity that they have brought tonight.
Very smart double team is going to result in Hornets ball now. Wonderful pass leading to a catch and shoot layup in the paint. If it ain't broke, don't fix it is the Hornets mentality here. More paint layups in the second half.
And again, these overhead lob passes just are not working today. Haines City is seeing it coming. They're going to call a 3-second violation on the Broncos.
(43-11) is not a great sight on the mentality of the Broncos tonight. Lots of great passes from Haines City. The 3 is going to miss. Broncos ball now. Good floater from the Broncos there. Going to result in 13-43, a 30-point differential here in the third quarter. And this is certainly a mountain to climb for the Lady Broncos, a 30-point difference in the third quarter. Now 33 after Haines City hits a beautiful three-point shot.
And again, it's all going to come down to passing, clean, crisp passing instead of these nice little lobs. Each and every time, and they're even showing right away where it's going. There is no hint whatsoever. The Hornets are seeing every play before it develops.
Second chance jump shot is going to hit, bringing this game to 15-48 in favor of the Hornets. Deep pass into the paint. Paint shot is going to miss though as the Broncos have the ball. Great play from the Hornets there, bodying the defense and getting an and-one shot. 50-15 here in the third quarter.
And Haines City definitely is not afraid to drive to the basket, as we've seen them do many times tonight. But if nothing else, for the Broncos, you can start to take this as a learning experience. What else can you develop out of this? Because we've talked about how young of a team they are. No freshmen, all underclassmen. So start to make some good things now and see how it's going to carry over game into game after game.
without any seniors, you're right. The Broncos do have to remember that this is the first year of their program. And even in the beginning of such an energy-packed regular season for these women, it's going to come as a reminder that this game isn't the end of the world for them, but it is, as you said, a learning experience. What can they learn from this game to win every next game? And with ease, another Haines City layup.
And the Broncos definitely look exhausted on the court as yet another steal by the Hornets. The Hornets definitely had their game plan tonight, and they stuck to it.
And without even taking the scoreboard into account, if the Broncos don't step up with their leadership levels, then mentally this game is already over. You can see on the court, chins down, and just weak defense now.
And this is a situation they have not been in all year, so they really don't know yet how to handle it in another jump ball situation. And we've reached that magical point as we will have a running clock for the time being.
Another layup in the paint for Haines City after such a good fast break.
Haines City is definitely doing everything textbook tonight. From the steals to the layups to the boxing out, there really isn't anything they haven't done right tonight, or haven't done wrong, rather. They've done everything right.
Good shot from the Broncos here. But with under a minute left in this third quarter, 17-57. I mean, John, what can the Broncos do to get back into this game, if anything?
You got to take it one possession at a time, one dribble at a time, one shot at a time. See what's got you into that deficit. Haines City has been boxing out, has not allowed the Broncos to take multiple shots. That's what they need to do in this aspect for the Hornets.
Very, very true. And we see Haines City once again returning to the line. Broncos appearing to just give away so many shots at the free throw line.
And Haines City is definitely taking advantage of it. And a violation there as the ball does not hit the rim. Once again, we do have that running clock based on the score deficit.
Time winding down in the third quarter. It is a Broncos ball. Not anymore though. Another steal from Haines City. And a beautiful and one.
They're actually going to call a charge on that one.
According to the crowd, a questionable play.
So we're going to head into the fourth quarter with the score 57-17. So if you're Coach Broderick, you just need to tell your club, okay guys, it's 0-0. Pretend we are starting anew. Let's see what we can do in this fourth quarter. Let's see if we can get some momentum going and see if that can carry over into future contests. Because while a 40-point deficit right now probably is insurmountable, you can definitely do things in this game that'll carry over into future games. Get out there, get those clean, crisp passes. Go out, get some rebounds, box out, maybe look at a little bit of a press. Continue to look at how you break the press. One thing we have seen the Broncos do tonight during this press, they've continued to try to break this press by just putting your head down and dribbling. That is not going to work as you try to go through a press. The only way to defeat a press, as you know, Robert, is to pass, pass, pass. And those passes have to be clean and crisp. The Broncos, for a lot of these passes, it's a, hey, here's the pass, hopefully you get it. And it's being set in such a way that everyone in the entire crowd and on the court knows exactly where this ball is going. And that's why Haines City has had so many turnovers tonight.
Very, very well said. And on the Haines City side, I mean, what do you think the coach is saying here with his team performing so well?
So if you're the Haines City coach, you obviously have to be thrilled in this performance. As we've talked about, this Haines City club having a number of injuries, only suiting up 7. At the beginning of the game, we thought that might be an issue. It turns out it isn't an issue. This team definitely came out to play, and they've been doing everything correct. They've been hitting, I was going to say, been hitting most of their free throws, of course, as we hear that one go playing. But they've been doing some great defense. They've gone out there, they've stopped the ball. They're getting fast break opportunities. They're doing what you should be doing, and that's taking advantage of turnovers.
Speaking of turnovers, nearly another Haines City steal, but it did go out of bounds for the Broncos to recover the play.
Remember back in my playing days, we're going way back in the Stone Age days when we actually had the peach basket. But anyway, I remember my head coach, Frank Zabo, always told us every turnover should be 2 points for the team getting the turnover. And Haines City has been doing that and more tonight as once again, turnover, 2 more points. That should be your goal each and every time you turn the ball over.
Beautiful pass there, and as you can see, although they have to be fatigued, as we've said multiple times, just 7 people on the court for Haines City. They're not showing it at all. Beautiful play, and they got back on defense just as well.
And one thing, adrenaline helps so much, especially when you have the score the way it is, when you have all of these baskets that continue to fall for Haines City, when they're able to take advantage of these turnovers. You don't get tired as easily when everything is going your way.
Wide open pass into the paint. You cannot let that happen. No matter the score, another steal and another layup.
And Haines City just doing everything right tonight. And now Haines City is finally calling off the Dogs, telling their girls to get back. There is no need to continue to press. And especially when you're up by 48, absolutely, there is no need to continue to do that full-court press.
As we saw a similar score for the boys team, but the roles are reversed. Instead of the Broncos holding such a large deficit, it appears to be that the Broncos are losing, and that is just, this is not what we expected to see. And although the game is not over, we can just tell by the looks on the faces of these girls that it is already over to them.
And one thing the Broncos need to do is just shuffle a little bit and getting the way there. Broncos just standing still on defense as the Hornets just dance all around. As you were saying, almost looking like the Broncos mentally have given up on this game. Hornets making another substitution. Broncos will be making a substitution with 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. Hornets leading this one by a score of 67-17.
Haines City has to be on cloud 9 here. I mean, this game could not have gone any better for them.
And again, how is it done? You turn over clean, crisp passes. Every pass we've seen by Haines City tonight has been clean and it has been crisp.
Many beautiful passes for Haines City have not been, oh, I lied. It has been cashed in for another Haines City layup.
Haines City just continuing to take advantage of mistakes and not taking no for an answer. Broncos tried to force a jump ball there, trying to get some momentum going, trying to get that learning opportunity, and the Broncos just were not able to capitalize as that ball goes dribbling out of bounds.
I think, unfortunately, it's safe to say that with 2 minutes 40 left, that this game is over. 17-69 in favor of Haines City. The bench looks defeated for the Broncos.
Down in front.
Hey, get down.
And again, Haines City picture perfect box out, fast break, and layup. Seems like we have been repeating that all night. Steal, fast break, layup, repeat. Rebound, fast break, layup, repeat.
Haines City with the block. He's going to get the ball back again. And at this point, Haines City just has to play for time.
And we have a 30-second timeout called by Haines City. Again, this is our first of 2 basketball games tonight. At the conclusion of this game, we will have the boys varsity from Davenport going against the varsity from the Haines City Hornets. So double varsity action tonight, our first of 4 different broadcasts this week on the Broncos Broadcasting Network. In the next 2 nights, we will be on the soccer pitch for the girls' soccer, and then on Friday, we will have boys basketball back here. The basketball game on Friday, JV tipping off at 6:30. The soccer games will be kicking off at 7 o'clock.
And with the clock winding down in the 4th quarter, this game is over. City just taking it slowly, draws a double.
The Broncos are definitely smart to go up and play the ball so you can try to force the 5 seconds. Otherwise, Haines City could just stand there all day and let that clock run. It's the old UCLA play that forced the shot clock to be invented.
With 10 seconds left. This game is over. A dominant showing from the Haines City Hornets, winning 73-17 in enemy territory. That's got to be heart crushing for the Broncos as they line up to congratulate the other team and for this game to fully come to an end.
As we were talking, it'll be interesting to see what type of momentum is able to play through. So you have the boys from Haines City being able to sit back and see the girls absolutely dominate this game. As we talked to some of our boys before the game, and they said that gave them momentum when they were at Ridgeview Global this past Friday when they saw our Broncos ladies just absolutely dominate. That gave them all the fuel they needed to go out and be incredible in their game. We'll have to look to see if the Hornets can follow suit tonight.
Very, very true. We're going to definitely have to see if the foundation this girls' game has set for their boys' teams, if it is going to come to fruition. Are the Hornets going to take away with 2 wins on the basketball court, or are the Broncos going to make a comeback on their home court?
That's your final score. Hornets
73, Broncos 17. We will pause for warm-ups during the game. When we come back, it'll be boys varsity action. The Broncos going against the Hornets. We'll be right back here on the Broncos.